Hey, what's up YouTube? Today we have two very unlikely competitors in front of us, the Zenfone 2 Laser and the iPhone 6. What strikes me here immediately is that I personally love large screen devices. Since the time the Note 1 came, I absolutely started loving the large screen because then that phone can also act as a reading device for me or a movie viewing device for me. So that way, generally a 5.5 screen is more favorable to me than a 4.7 inch screen. I like the ergonomics of the Zenfone 2 Laser here. You see, the iPhone 6 is better built. It's all metal. This one has plastic here. But it kind of always been very slippery for me. I've been using this phone for 1 year now. It's always been slightly slippery, and I had to use a back cover here, a silicone back cover, so that it does not slip off my hand that easily. However, this one, despite of being such a large screen, has this very nice rubber coating on the back, and that never lets the phone slip from my hand. The iPhone 6 is flat back, so you can see the gap there with the iPhone 6. So it does not take many surface area of my hand, so that's where that slippiness comes. But this one does. It almost touches my hand completely. So ergonomically and screen wise, I like my Zenfone 2 Laser better than the iPhone 6. What I like about the Zenfone 2 Laser is that it has a micro SD card support. Now that's always been crucial for me. I use a lot of services like, let's say, Rdio, that's a music streaming services, and I have Amazon Prime as well. I have lots and lots of reading apps and this, and so I need lots of storage space. And in Rdio, I download songs as 320 kbps. Those take fair amount of space. This particular model has a 16 GB internal storage, does not support micro SD card, and out of 16 GB you only get about between 9 to 10 GB free. This one also has 16 GB, but it supports micro SD card, so I can put a micro SD card and I can have all my tutorial videos, all my songs saved in there. So coming to one of the main features in any phone these days, the camera, and there the Zenfone 2 Laser actually trumps the iPhone 6 surprisingly. Not necessarily in the rear camera. However, let's check out the specification. This one has an 8 MP camera. This one has a 13 MP camera. So straight away you have 5 megapixel difference. And then here it has a very tiny 1.2 MP camera. This one has a 5 MP camera. So that's straight away. As far as the front camera is concerned, this guy is much better, brighter, takes in more light than the one on the iPhone 6. Now, talking about the rear camera, you see the iPhone 6 has dual LED flash. This one also has dual LED flash, but the Zenfone 2 Laser has laser autofocus system, and thus the name laser. The iPhone 6, to counter that, has focus pixels, where it has some of the focus points, or some of the focus sensor points, for example, on the photo sensor. So along with your pixels, you also get some autofocus points. What that does is that gives you faster focus on this one, and the laser autofocus system gives you faster focus on the Zenfone 2 Laser. But while in field, I particularly experienced that both are almost the same. Might be in movie mode, the iPhone 6 is slightly smoother in transitioning the focus, but when it comes to low light, the Zenfone 2's laser autofocus system enhances the autofocus better than the one on the iPhone 6. iPhone 6 still has to see through the lens. This one, the lens can take the cue from the laser autofocus system, which works great in low light. So under low light, the autofocus system on the Zenfone 2 Laser is better than the one on the iPhone 6. Next thing, again one of the most critical thing in any phones, is the battery life. This one has a 3000 mAh battery life, the Laser, and this one only has an 1810 mAh battery life. So on theory, this one should have much less battery life, but actually that's not the case. The Zenfone 2 Laser has more battery life, lasts longer than the iPhone 6, but I think only about an hour or so. That still is a very significant time. You have an HD resolution on a 5.5 inch screen, which actually helps increasing the battery life a great deal. Last but not least, guys, coming to the mother of all comparison, the price. And then there almost no comparison, and that's what you gotta do. At least for people like us, the Indians, price plays a major role, and possibly that's the deal breaker or deal maker for any phone. We might want to give a slight more or slight less on a phone, but looking at the price of this one, the 16 GB version was launched at just under 54,000. This one was launched at, I think, about just over 10,000. The MRP of this one is 56,000. The MRP of this one is 11,500. Right now you'll get the iPhone 6 for about 45, between 45 to 50,000. This one you'll get for about 9,500. See, the difference is more than one. It's more than 1/4 of the price of the iPhone, the Zenfone 2 Laser is, and that's where the main differentiation comes. The Zenfone, the iPhone 6 is great. It's a very premium device, all metal construction. iOS is a great operating system, but the Zenfone 2 Laser is a no slouch either, and we've seen that in some of the aspects the Zenfone 2 Laser actually trumps the iPhone 6, and I think that's more to do. It's a significant thing that the Zenfone 2 Laser was released almost a year later than the iPhone 6, and the technology really advanced since last year. So that's, guys, a quick comparison between the Zenfone 2 Laser and the iPhone 6. And many people will curse me for that. How can you compare an Android and that to such a budget device with such a premium device like iPhone 6? But then, guys, specs alone is not the case. You have to see the value for money. Maybe in premiumness the iPhone 6 is ahead of the Zenfone 2 Laser, but at the end of the day you have to see the ROI. You have to see whether a device you're buying is good value for money, and in that department the Zenfone 2 Laser wins hands down. Thank you.